Before we get into your video, I just want to do a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is not medical advice. This is not advice on how to live your life. These are my opinions. All right? Take them all with a grain of salt. Enough of the interruption, and let's get on to your video. Hey, how's it going, fellow bosses and bossettes out there? Welcome to Taylor Talks. I'm Chris Taylor. I'm going to be your host for this episode. I really appreciate you coming by. Please be sure to smash that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. Share our video. Get it out to everybody that you can. We're going to go ahead and get right down to the business. Let's talk about today's video. Today we're going to talk about paying the cost to be the boss. So today we're talking about paying the cost to be the boss. And basically, what does that mean? I'm discussing costs and payoffs. How do we get what we want? And what do we got to do to pay for what we want? Or what are the consequences for what we want? Or what are the payoffs we want for paying these costs? So I really think there's two main ways to get what you want. All right. So we're going to break down those two main ways really quick, and then we'll go into greater detail about them. So the first way, which is a very common way, people see it all the time, is to take what you want by force. Just go ahead and take it. Take what you want up front. Get it. It's yours. Take it. Okay. That's one way. Very simple. Very easy. Okay. The second way is to pay the cost up front or pay your dues up front, then to get what you want. So the first one is to take what you want up front. Second one is to pay the cost up front. Now, that's easy enough. That's the first step. Now, each one of these has two steps to them, okay? And for both of them, even though they're different steps, they're essentially the same thing. You choose the first step in this process. So you either choose to take what you want by force, right? Or you choose to put in the work, pay for it, pay the cost, and do that first. That's the choosing step. So that's the first step. It's the same for both of them. Now, let's get into the second step. So the second step, well, you don't really get to pick what happens in the second step. So for the first way of doing it, where you're taking what you want up front and choosing what you want and taking it and getting the reward that you want up front, well, now the costs or the consequences for that, they're going to come in the second step, and they're going to come at random. So randomly, those costs are going to fall on you, and the universe is going to have them fall on you the easiest way it can, right? Whatever works simply. It'll be random things to pay the cost for what you're doing. You know, some people call it karma, right? And ultimately, that second step is the universe is going to act on its own. You're not really going to be in full control of this part. It's going to just happen, okay? So you're taking what you want, you're taking it by force, and then if there's any consequences or costs involved in that, you don't know how those are going to play out on the second step. Second step is it's just going to play out. It's just going to happen. You know what I mean? If you ever have a bunch of random negative things happen to you that are just random and you can't explain it, maybe ask yourself, what did you take up front without really paying the cost for? And that might explain what's going on. You know, I don't know for sure, but it could be. Now for the other one. You're the guy who chose to pay the cost up front, pay your dues, do the work up front. And now the second step, you know, you want what you worked for. Okay? You haven't gotten what you worked for yet. The second step's going to play that out. So yeah, that second step, now you're waiting for your reward. The universe is going to pick how it's going to come. You don't get to choose how it's going to come when you pay the cost up front. And it's going to come in random little synchronicities, random little successes. And it kind of just is like little surprises that you get. And it starts to come that way. Now, once again, you don't get to choose the way it comes in the second step. So when you're trying to get what you want in this method where you pay the cost up front and then you wait for the universe to pay you off, it may not always look exactly how you thought it would. But when you pan out and you look at the bigger picture and you back out and look at bigger time slots, you'll see that it actually all does work out. And it works out in ways you wouldn't expect. Maybe you were thinking you were going to have to buy this thing or come up on some money to get it or something like that, and somebody will just give it to you for free. For example, I've been working double time to get this YouTube channel going. I still have a tattoo shop. I tattoo by day. By the way, check out my Instagram link on my page. If you'd like some of my art, hit me up. My rates are fair for the work, so hit me up. You might like it. But essentially, I'm doing the work by day, working, building this YouTube studio around us. And I'm gathering all the little pieces of equipment that I need to do a better and better production so my videos continue to improve, right? So this camera right now that I'm talking to, it has a really cool gimbal on it that's moving the camera forward so it could get a really cool angle on me. Now, I was planning on buying this and I was doing the work to get it up, and randomly somebody came up and just like, hey, I had this in my garage, I'm not using it, here you go, right? So those are those random little gifts that come by paying the cost up front. Okay, so kind of overview. There's two ways to do it. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do it. It's just about what you are accepting, right? So for me, I don't like unexpected little disasters or unexpected little costs to pop up on me. I'm not a fan of those type of surprises. So for me, I'd rather just do the work up front and pay my dues up front and let the little blessings fall in my lap. Now, I don't always get things right up front exactly what I wanted, the way I wanted them right up front. But I also don't really take any big losses either, unexpected losses and things popping up and it, mess with my life. I've definitely done that. When I was younger, I definitely was in that boat where pretty much I was like, why wouldn't you just take what you want? I was impatient, and ultimately I take what I want, build it up, make myself look really good, look really shiny, and then the consequences and costs would start to come in. And then usually my whole paradigm would crumble, and then I had to start from scratch. As I got older, I started to learn that patience is a virtue, and I decided to start, taking my time, paying the costs up front. And in doing so, I've been believing in this method that I'm talking about today. I've been believing in this method probably for about 10 years, and I can tell you the level of stability I've gained from it is way, way more. So if you're a person that prefers pleasant surprises instead of meteoric overnight growth, I would say pay the cost up front and get your dues later. If you're a person that wants it now and doesn't care, damn the consequences, do it that way. There's no right or wrong answer. And, I'm not telling you what to do. And who knows if I'm even right? Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe we don't know. Tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give it a try. Give it a few months. I want to hear about it. If you have a better way or you think my viewpoint on this is flawed, let me know in the comments. I want to know. Please, everybody, like, subscribe, hit those bell notifications. We can use all the support we can get. We're trying to blow this thing up. I appreciate you guys coming by. Yes, you. I appreciate you guys coming by. And have a good one. Remember, be the one. Peace.